Hi everybody, it's Linda with LL Creation Studio. I am back and I am so happy to be here today to share this new journal that's going up on Etsy this afternoon with you. It is from Nick the Booksmith's journal making class. It is a fabric covered 6x9. It's got 280 pages, so she is a big girl. This fabric, I mean, it's just lovely. Look at it. It's a vintage, a redo of a vintage fabric. It was around the Civil War era, and it's this gorgeous green. And I call her frosted pine cones because that's what this is. It's a greenish colored printed fabric, and then it has all this copper on it. And then you have a little medallion here that is a copper medallion, and a little orange dot and two frosted orange dots here. And then it's been worn. The green had been gone over with a dry brush with a cream, two different cream colors, which gives it this really worn look. But I left some spots like here and here that you can really see the beautiful fabric. I just did a worn look here on the edges and then on the spine. It is a 3-inch spine. That's how I could do the 280 pages. It has the yarn here underneath the spine that makes these 5 ridges, and you can see the indentions here that Nick talks about all the time. And then here is the back. You can see the gorgeous fabric back here in the back, the little print on it. And then sari silk is the tie, and I have copper thingies here. You know, this morning my mind is just not working, please excuse me. And I haven't been talking for a long time. I know I've been gone a long time. But like I said, I'm back, and I really don't want to get into anything like that. And here is the top. It has 6 signatures, and let's open her up and take a look. And you have the fabric here in the front. You have this big coin envelope, no policy envelope, and that I have decoupaged some tissue paper on there, which has the beautiful pine cones and everything. And then inside you have a huge tag, and this is the watercolor paper that's been fancy cutted down here, and then you've got a green cardstock pool there, and you can put it in or behind this policy envelope. And I wanted that to protrude out just a little bit. You can see the remnants of the edges of the frayed muslin fabric, which is underneath here protecting the spine. And then here you have this is a very vintage little handkerchief, I guess, that I got off of eBay, and it was supposedly hand crocheted. And then I put this flower right here, and then it's just a flip up. And then I did some stamping of some leaves in a copper color. Some of the pages have round edges, but not all. And then this is from Nick the Booksmith's paper pack that's on Etsy. I just always have loved him. I know this is, I think, one of her first paper packs that she did several years ago, and it's always been one of my favorites. And so we're just going to flip through. Oh, let me show you the sides first, and then I don't have to talk about that anymore. Edges on sari silk tabs, and then some laces on the 6 signatures intermixed throughout that you're going to see. And if the sari silk is a copper color that went right along with everything else. And then I did give a generous cutting here of the sari silk. Okay, now we can get started. And I just love this. This gave such a beautiful feminine feel to this craft paper. And then he is gorgeous. Coffee stain papers throughout. You got a lot of cardstock. Music page. Now this is a, I think it was in the 1920 original. It's not a copy. This is the original of a hymn book that I bought off of Etsy. And it's been in very good condition, but this is the color that it came in at. And see, I just put these on there as, you can use them as pulls, or they're just to really look at, to give this a more, I don't know, a different feel totally. This is out of one of my old antique books that I bought off of eBay, and it's in German, so I can't tell you what it says, but I just thought it was be something different to have some book pages that I've torn out and then printed on this vintage looking paper. Here is a little tab that I did here in the, and I got a charm right here where this has been stitched on with some linen, wax linen thread, and this is where your ephemera is going to be. A little hand cut triangle, a little decoupaging, a little painting all the way around, and then a little antique button, brown wood button. And then whenever you open it up, you have several of these card stocks that you can write on the back. Nice size. All in a greenish, a yellowish greenish tone that I painted it. And then on this side you have the same, but just different. I try to get them as large as I can and as many as I can without making the journals too thick for you. And then on the back, another little handmade triangle and some decoupaging and a little tag there. And you did see the little heart right here. Now they're flat hearts, so it's not going to make the paper stick out. An envelope here that has been attached with a clip, a purple clip, has been sprayed with some metallic copper spray. And then if you open it up, you have one of those note cards in the green tone pattern that you can write on. You can actually send it in the mail if you wanted to. They don't mind this as long as they can read where it's going. And that was on a pretty printed page. It was giving you the warehouse location. All of the first pages is a nice heavy cardstock. It's 110-pound cardstock that I printed off of Nick's pack there. This is actually wrapping paper, meat wrapping paper, that I've been using it now since the fall. I love the color with all of the winter colors that we're going to be going into, that we're into really already. And then another one of those hem pages. A little divider there. This is Tracy Fox's Love Journals. This is one of her kits. So whenever you're touching these, you're going to be able to feel that these are really a nice cardstock. Now this is also a butcher paper without the slick side. It's the same on both sides. And then I just did some copper spraying on that. And then this beautiful antique, I don't know whether you'd call that a cotton ribbon or a cotton lace. You know, I'm one of these ones that just don't sew, and I really don't know what to call all of this. But I got this from June, that is on June Journals, that is on Etsy. And I bought a lot of really different laces, and then I got this also. I know y'all have a name for it, so if you could just give me a note down there in the comments where I can remember what this is, or know what this is. I don't think I ever knew. Then you have another one of these for the pockets that serves as your pockets, like you had in the first signature. So you got 6 of these in different places that have all of the ephemera that is blank on that side. And again, they've all been painted. And you have another little heart here. And same. Part of a dictionary page. She's so big. Huh? But here I tried to do, like every signature will have an envelope that has been sprayed with the copper spray. This is Lindsay spray. And with one of those note cards in it, so I don't have to take them out every time. You know, you got 6 of them. A little ledger there. A little collage paper. Another one of the pockets, and each one of them is going to have a different heart tied to the wax linen. So you got plenty of room. And here's another envelope. Yeah, that'll be the third one. To write. And I thought a black pen would look great on this one. This in the khaki paper. And then you got all the coffee staining. And then you're contrasted with the white on the back of the cardstock. And like I said, this is 110-pound cardstock. And then the lace. I love the combination of the lace and the khaki butcher paper. And now you can see why this has always been one of my favorites that Nick did. A very old coffee sprayed dolly, paper dolly, and then I decoupaged it over here, and then I painted it and antiqued it with the wax on this side. A map of Queensland. Another pocket with all of the ephemera and another heart. So did everybody have nice holidays? And you know, I haven't been on here since before Christmas. I hope you did. We've had beautiful weather here in Kentucky. You have one of those vintage bags there, and here you have more ephemera. And this is another little pocket that I bought off of Etsy that she sewed and made. Another envelope, and it will have a note card in it. And this is one of printout of one of Nick's dictionary pages, and another music page. And here's another. See, it's all very similar. All 6 signatures are very similar. And you've always got this in the center. You're going to always have an envelope that's sprayed with copper spray, and it will have one of those beautiful note cards in it. This one I put a great big lady in here, and this one another lady, a vintage lady. I know I've got some digitals, printouts on my Etsy site now, that if you want to go take a look of all of my friends that make journals. Right now I have, I brought out a set of vintage ladies on it. What I did, I bought some original antique prints, art, not prints, but art, and then scanned them in, brought them down, and made several digital kits out of it. I think I really priced them right, and just wanted to see how, I mean, everybody does that, and I wanted to see how to do it and how to get them on there, and hopefully y'all like them. And because I have a lot of people that watch my videos that make their own journals, and I had nothing to offer them because they make their own journals. This is a real heavy box type of envelope, and this goes in there like that. And I'll always love this real vintage look, and I do it out on cardstock, but not the 110. I think this is 65-pound cardstock, and on an ivory color. I've got a whole supply now of ivory, 65-pound, 110-pound, and I think it's 28-pound papers. And I did, before I came on air, spent yesterday coffee staining paper all day. I still do the old-fashioned oven method, and it takes me forever. I'm up and down, I have 2 ovens in my stove. I'm very fortunate to have that. But it just takes so long because I can't get that many pages in one of these, you know, the big cookie sheets, or they never come out. I mean, right now I do at 300 degrees, and I stack 10 pages, you know, sort them out in there after I dip them in the tea. I say coffee, but it was all tea. And put them on those, I think it's what, the cookie sheets. I think they call them jelly roll pans because they have the sides on it. I put them in there. I got 2 levels in each oven, and put them in there, and it's 20 minutes. Now the ones on the top and the bottom are nicely done, but then the few, you know, I only put in 10, and that's probably too many, but I get so tired of going back and forth all the time. 10 sheets at a time on a pan. They're still wet, so I take them out and lay them on my counters and let them be drying. This, I finally tried my embossing machine. I was a little disappointed that this was the only, and it was the Tim Holtz one that looks like a suitcase that I've had now for I think 2 years. And I've never used it. Didn't know how, and really didn't take the time to learn how. I was too busy over here with my sewing machine trying to learn how to sew and do some things over there. Like I said earlier, I don't sew. I've never sewn, and had to get the right threads, the right needles, and you know, I went through a whole learning episode with my sewing machine, which has really been a big joke. And then the first one didn't work at all, so I sold it on eBay, and I got a new Brothers sewing machine that's very easy. I think any idiot can use it, which I mean, I can use it just fine. I can do all kinds of stitches on it. I can thread the machine. I can do a bobbin. I can put in the bobbin. I mean, it's really, really simple for people like me. So if you ever want to know what make and model it is, I'll be glad to share it with you, because sewing is just not my thing. This was not my thing either. But I was disappointed that this is as large a piece of paper that I can get in there. It was like a 5x7 note card that I ran through their cardstock. And I was a little disappointed in that. Now whenever I was binding, this got left out for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm going to just leave it in there loose. Because it's not part of the paper count of a 280 paper, because it didn't get bound in there. The envelopes don't count either, and the note cards inside the envelopes do not get counted in the paper pack, in the paper count. And here's another one of these. They're all made the same. I tried the assembly line approach making these, and it worked out very well for me. This is the cutest little heart. It's got a crown on it. I thought it was the cutest one of the group. And then your ephemera has all been different. Different page for you. We're almost to the end. Can you believe it? This is the other side of the embossing card. It's beautiful to look at, I think. It's very elegant looking. And this one was clipped on here. In the back, I did the same policy envelope with doing the napkin, paper napkin, collaging on that, and then I sealed it 3 times with Mod Podge after You know, it dried the first time. And it's really turned out nice. I mean, it's a beautiful napkin, and it just went right with all of the copper and everything. And you can see the original fabric here, and then you can see where I have done it with the two colors of cream and made it look more worn. And you also have another huge watercolor card that you can write on, paint on, decoupage on, and then I wanted that heavy cardstock here as a tab for you. And you had the muslin here hanging out. And then I wanted you to see she is full, but there is still some movement here that I think that you can get in a few more items. But right now she is, I have stuffed her all by myself. Sometimes I get carried away, and then sometimes I don't. So, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for. And so this is Frosted Pine Cones. She's really pretty. And she's different. I love the, you know, Nick the Booksmith style here. And I love fabric. I have quite a few fabric covers laid out that I'm going to be doing here. I'm back in the job now, and so you'll be seeing more of me like you used to. And I am so happy to be back, and I hope that you enjoyed, even though I stumbled and had a hard time because I haven't really been talking for I think 2 months now, I guess. But anyway, I enjoyed it, and I hope that I get to come back again real soon. And thank you so much for watching. And please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe down below. And leave me some comments. I love to hear from you. I love to hear from my fellow journal makers. And I love to hear from people that are just, you know, watching videos on YouTube. I mean, you can spend all day entertaining yourself on YouTube. And I thoroughly enjoy watching my fellow YouTubers, journal makers, watching their videos. I mean, there's so much talent out there. It is absolutely astounding how talented some of these women are. And so, hope you enjoyed mine, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.